Do you remember the time you started playing TC2 and didn't know what class to play? Well, no worries, since I'm here to teach you. Oh god, what was that language? Well, actually, not really. Oh god, the flanker. This young athlete is an absolute douchebag who literally makes fun of everyone on sight. Which is basically KOS, but instead of kill on sight, it's insult on sight. Anyways, we're getting too sidetracked. So with the health of a smoker and the speed of Usain Bolt and the damage of an elephant, you could pretty much escape certain death really easily. Does this seem too much for you? Well good, since now there's a double jump mechanic which just makes you escape death easier. Oh, not enough? Well good, since now we have the Atomizer which makes you triple jump at the cost of 10 health. More? Well good, so now you can use a winger which increases your jump height by 30%. 30%! This class literally needs a nerf, since no class can counter it. So if you ever had a butt ache while killing a flanker, the only way to fix it is to use water at 0 degrees, put it in a bowl, and put your ass on it. It'll work. The flanker is also really fast with a speed of 130%, meaning he's 30% faster than your average marksman. Well, you have the Witch's Brew and Cola, which increases speed by 155%. But what if you don't find it enough and want to go even faster? Well then, use the Witch's Brew, the Conjurer, the Babyface, and the Whip. Now, I don't know how much it is, but I do know that it's 180% to 235%. Yeah, there. Jesus. Let's go. Oh no! Die! Which is really fast. You can reach the other side of Harvest in about 7 seconds. 7 seconds. Now, I'm not going to change the speed to kilometers or miles since I'm lazy. But since I'm lazy, maybe you can do it if you have nothing to do. Also, Flanker's damage is really high. He can reach up to 200 damage in a second. A second! With his low power DB. It's also to note that his health is really low. He's a part of the low health group, which is a group full of classes with less than 165 health. And that I totally didn't make it up. This is probably Flanker's biggest con of all, in quotation marks, cons. There's even a weapon which rewards you for being an annoying piece of shit, only for the cost of a little bit of health. This patriotic American born in Central America will be an absolutely great support and power class because there's great banners and great rocket launchers that shoot out freedom. Now, his speed is slow at 80%. It's 20% slower than the Marksman. But don't worry, since his special ability, rocket jumping, makes him the class with the highest mobility out of all classes, except for Flanker. Well, don't worry, since you now have the Liberty Launcher, which increases your push force by 25% and decreases damage by 25%, meaning you could do a rollout by the cost of 30 to 70 health. You might get angry when you kill yourself for the millionth time, so you might go a little defensive the next time you play Trooper. But look on the bright side, you're helping your team. Maybe not. I would say playing Trooper is suicidal if you have no control in yourself. And also, Trooper's health is really high. With a health of 200, it was actually 230 if you use battalions. You are basically a tank class, where our goal is to protect the team, you idiot. The Trooper is an overall good class. He can deal a lot of damage and kill a brute in 3 seconds. Or more. Or less. Depends on which weapon you use. Since with the direct hit, you can deal up to 230 damage. But with the Liberty Launcher, you can deal up to 90 damage. Which is still really high. Since most classes can do up to 40 and 100 at medium range. And Trooper can do up to 27 damage at long range, which is just really high, since most classes can do up to 2 to 20 damage at long range. Well, maybe there's one exception. No. Just no. Why the fuck does this even exist? Alright. We get it. W plus M1 isn't bad. Now all you're gonna say in the comments is that I should die and take that back. But let's just look at his stats. Pretty big health range if you ask me. 175 to 260? Kinda large. Really large. Nah. Oh boy, I wonder what he's gonna say in brute. Nothing. I'm not gonna say that. God damn it, we're getting too sidetracked. Anyways, there are two weapons that change Arsonist's health and health gain. Firstly, the Power Jack. The most popular melee for Arsonist. The Power Jack, when you equip it, draws 35 health points off of you for an additional 15 speed buff. Now we have the Home Jack, the Innovate. Oh god, my brain. I'm having some problems. Just wait a second. Pyro TC2. Oh, okay. Improvised Innovator. So this weapon gets rid of 50% of medic heals and stuff. For 75 increased medkit healing, and 25% damage bonus. Alright, I have a plan. So we sneak up behind the enemy line and W plus someone our way there. But that'll indicate we are there and it'll make noise. Oh yeah. So we don't W plus someone our way there. So like what? W plus M2? No, you fucking idiot. Listen, just get behind the enemy lines and we just kill them with the flamethrower. What about the back burner? Oh, for fuck! The defense section is a section in which every class in it has high health and or damage. And it is the middle section. Now you might be thinking, wait, if every one of them needs to have high health and or damage, then why is the mechanic in the defense section? Isn't he at the right section? Well, it's because of buildings. Yeah, buildings. Okay, now time to look at the classes. Annihilator is really powerful, since his grenades have no damage fall off, and could do 100 damage max. Well, not really, since the lock and load has 25 increase in building damage, so mechanics, be prepared to have your life turn into absolute hell. But let's see his weapons. So first we have to overuse Iron Bomber, which has no splash damage. Why would you use it anyways? Projectile classes are meant to have splash damage. Anyways, we have the Ultimatum, which is originally from the TF2 workshop, and I have one word for this. Piss. Now his mobility is basically 89.999999990% sticky spam. Well, his speed is kind of slow, at 90%, which is average, I guess. There's not a lot to talk about Annihilator speed, so let's just move on to his health. So, after editing the video, I realized the health bit talks about the Islander, but in mobility, I don't mention Islander. So let's talk about it. Now first, Annihilator speed can be 90 to 131%. What? That's the speed of a flanker. Okay, time to move on. Annihilator's health can differ from which weapon he uses, since his base health is 150 to 220. It depends on the subclasses, since there are 2 subclasses, or more. Because, you know, there isn't a subclass that has just Trooper before Annihilator, and fuck, there is one. The fat-haired, long burger-loving Central American biker. Let's take a look at his stats. Of course, he could cause a lot of damage. He could deal up to 150 damage in a second, and uses noise to his advantage, since his minigun's sound is as loud as the Bass Blaster and Carcassers too. Trademark. With that out of the way, let's take a look at the stat that he suffers. And the stat that he suffers is... speed. Let's take a look at each class's speed. First, we have the flanker at 130. Then we have the agent doctor at 108%. Marksman, arsonist, and mechanic at 100%. Then we have Annihilator at 90%. Trooper at 80%. And then we have the brute at like, I don't know, 50%. That's slow as fuck. Brute is really, really slow. It's not a surprise on why every class in the game calls him fat. He also calls him fat in TF2, but okay. Yeah, sorry for the brute part being short. I didn't have a lot of ideas. The Texan, who is the only person that does not fit in the cowboy stereotype. No, he isn't dumb, nor is he crazy. Everything must be according to the plan. Now, mechanic doesn't do a lot of damage, but one thing that adds up to it is buildings. Well, only the sentry. But hey, everyone hates you now because you're spamming your sentry at the stupidest and most unexpected spots ever. But you may not find it enough. Well then, use the gunslinger, which replaces your sentry with a sentry that costs less metal and is more spammable. Now you can make the enemy be angry on everything you do. Talking in chat, say toxic things. Pressing W while repairing your sentry, teabag. Mechanic's health is really not high. 125 is 25 health points less than 150. But you can use the gunslinger, which also increases your health 25 health points, which will render you as a very normal person. Now let's say you wanted to do extra damage with the cost of some health. Well, no worries, there's the Gut Buster, which increases your damage by 20% against your sentry's target. But what if you wanted an overpowered, in quotation marks, weapon? Why don't you use a Noisy Cricket for mini crits against your sentry's target? And an additional thing for being an average person is the 7% speed boost, which means you have the speed of a doctor. So spies, better be prepared for a marathon. What if he doesn't have the gunslinger? It's basically a 10-meter marathon. Well, that's probably it for the Albert Einstein of America. TC2 universe. The support role contains classes that can't hold a fight themselves, but can turn the tables around. Like someone that can heal, a guy that can headshot, and another guy that can one-shot. In which the support role is in the right side. Can help the team and can hold a fight themselves, even though TF2 says they can't. Nice job, TF2. And TC2. Anyways, with that out of the way, British. That's all I have to say. Well, I guess I could say that this person doesn't say a lot because he completely lost his mind. Now, the doctor isn't very strong, but he's extremely overpowered. Wait, did you catch that? That doesn't make any sense. Well, it's because of this fucking thing. This fucking thing can heal people, and not to mention make teammates invincible. This is originally created to break enemy lines, but some people use it in absurd ways, like Ubering the agent and somehow winning the game, or Uber training. Why? Now there has to be a con to one of Doctor's stats. No, there isn't. The reason is because the Doctor is an average Joe, and an actual one. Because the Doctor's health is at 150, which is half a Brute's health. And that is average. Yeah. Speed is also very average. I mean, you're at least 8% faster than the rest of the class. So you could basically run a marathon. I win. But instead, the Doctor gains speed boost by character. So if you choose Flanker to pocket, you'll gain a minor speed boost to catch up to him. Which isn't a good idea, since you get medics just healing flankers just to get someone faster. Oh, and I forgot one weapon. So this weapon is basically the stock minigun, but attached with a super duper mobility thingy. Trademark. And yeah, and the overdrive, which is extremely useless. It doesn't really change anything, but it does give you extra mobility by getting rid of a little bit of damage. Wait, hold on, this weapon is actually good! So it's basically like Sniper from TF2, but like black. Now, spoiler alert, this is identical to Agent. Just like any other support class, the Marksman doesn't really do a lot of damage overall, since Marksman's weapon could do a max of 65 damage. Well, 195 if you count the bushwhacker. But that special thing, yeah, that thing, how much damage does it do? Yeah, that much. It's basically an insta-kill, but does less damage than Agent's backstab. So yeah, we clap. I said this multiple times, but I'll say it again. Marksman's speed is average. His speed is at 100%. Oh, for fuck. Yeah, the Razorback increases your speed by 8% and decreases the scope movement penalty by 20%. Must be a very light item. Looks like Marksman failed his physics exam. And he's still getting around 20,000 to 40,000 euros, I mean dollars. There isn't a lot to say about the support classes, even though the support class script is gigantic and that I have to read all of this. So let's move on. Fuck! I thought there would be something special. Oh wait, there's one tool. So, the Turtle Rock, more health. Probably because of the shell. Since you know, armor protects the naked body, right? Okay, yeah, the Turtle Rock is kind of good. I mean, except for the crit damage though. Yeah, but this was made to bully the bullies. Yeah, wait, that would have been a great ad. I have 2 reasons why Agent should be a man instead of a woman. Number 1, agent porn. Yes, that is actually true. And second, Neko Agent. This class is absolute bullshit. But what is the bullshit? It's bad agents. These people will usually try to find out what the Disguise Kit does, and or keep on gun spying. And dominate the enemy team for some reason. What the ones that are good? Well, let me oversimplify it for you. You look forward for a second? Well, there's a high chance you're gonna die. There are only a few good agent mains, and good agents take advantage of your high, shitty ping, while they are somewhere around 50 to 175 ping. So, yeah, don't melee the good agents. And as Lazy Purple said, if you ever backstab someone, you're going to be in trouble. Except that's not true. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's take a look at her stats. Now, I have one thing to say about support classes. They don't do a lot of damage. But there's always one exception, and that is the insta-kill mechanic. Now this range is for, there's only 2 by the way, but there are 2 mechanics, and those are the headshot mechanic, and the backstab mechanic of course. Now the wait, why am I talking about Marksman in the agent section? Well, never mind. So the backstab mechanic is an actual mechanic that one-shots people. But if you want to be accurate, it's somewhere around 400 to 1200, which isn't actually a one-shot, but it would be fair if you could kill a boss in a shot. Oh yeah, and the Ambassador, it's alright. Agent is an average character, especially with her speed, since her speed is 108%, which is enough to chase a mechanic down, all the way to the end of Calamity, to your own house. Now I don't have a lot to say about her mobility, since she's average, and average means nothing interesting. So let's move on to health. Fuck, it's average. Well, I guess she could be part of the low health group, but I guess I'll try to extend this part. So there are 2 weapons that change Agent's health. The first is the kunai. This weapon can make you immortal, only for the cost of 55 HP. That's a lot, which can make you extremely vulnerable. I said that. Next is the swift stiletto. I hope I spelled that correctly, which gives you a speed boost for the cost of 25 HP. Now you could say that triad agents have the least amount of health points, even though that makes no sense whatsoever. And that is it. Keep in mind that there are going to be tons of bugs you will encounter, which might hinder your progress in TC2. Or that you either got your reputation ruined and everyone is now teabagging you, or you could say, fuck it, and go friendly. Which is kind of bullshit thing to do and idiotic. Since one, you aren't friendly. No, you're not friendly. You're neutral. Neutral and friendly are two different things. And two, you're vote kick abusing. Okay, I know it isn't bannable, but still gonna ruin your reputation. Now, I was trying to go for more of pro quality over quantity style videos. Because you know what quantity means. Yeah, basically means clickbait stuff. But if you're friendly, please call a doctor. It's as stupid as putting Baba Booey in every word you hear. Oh yeah, that video. I'm not gonna hate on that video since, you know, the video is cool. But the title, that's controversial. Yeah, and another thing, I was sweating when I was making the first 2 class speeches. Because it's so damn hot in the Netherlands. Fuck you, global warming. The snow's starting to disappear as well.